Hi guys, now I want to talk to you about exponents. What are they? What do they do? Why do we have them? Where are they helpful? An exponent is just a simple code high up on the right, usually smaller than the number it's on, telling you how many times to multiply the number by itself. So I think of the 2 not as a 2 so much as code. It tells me how many times to use it. So, from expanded notation, a shortcut would be writing it with an exponent. Whoops. xy to the third. Want to use a shortcut here. X to the third, y to the second. Now turn it around. You've got something with your exponents on it. How can you expand it? What does this look like? X to the fourth, y to the fifth. Here we go. X, 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 x. Y, 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 y. Everything multiplied. So you can see how this is a much neater, nicer, easier way to deal with lots of terms using a shortcut rather than expanding it out. We don't do this too often, but just to give you the idea of what's going on. So on this one, 3 squared, you're going to have what? 3 times 3. And that equals 9. Let's say I had 5 squared. 5 times 5. 25. Now I got a problem, 4x to the third. Most people starting this, most middle schoolers starting this skill are going to say, well, that's 4 times 4 times 4, x times x times x. It's not so. There's a rule that will really help you, and it's very, very simple. Only use the code or the exponent on what it's touching. Now, it's not really touching, but it's almost touching. It's almost touching the x. Not touching the 4. It's too far away. So, this is 4x, x, x. All right? This is a shortcut. We like this. This is what it means. So if you have to use this somehow, say that x is a 2 or a 5 or whatever, it's going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 4. Or 5 times 5 times 5 times 4. So remember the rule, use the exponent on what is touching. 10 to the third power. Shortcut form, expanded, it's going to be 10 times 10 times 10, or 1,000. This leads us into pretty good uses for very, very large numbers, like distances in the universe, or the amount of bacteria in your mouth if you haven't brushed your teeth in 4 days, or very small numbers, the diameter of a bacterium, let's say. 10 to the sixth. I'm previewing now going into scientific notation, which we're not going to do right now, but we will eventually. 10 to the sixth. 10, well, 1 with 6 zeros. Pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 10 to the 6, 1 million. Pretty powerful stuff, these little codes, these little exponents. One last thing. When you've got a term with an exponent on, it's called a power. And more confusingly, this could be said to be 3 to the second power. But really the power is the whole thing. The exponent is the code on top. The 3 is called a base. So 5 to the second power, 5 squared, 5 is the base, 2 is the exponent. And one last time, the exponent is going to tell you how many times to multiply something by itself. And remember the touch rule. Only use the exponent on what it's touching. Thanks. Have fun.